So this is just going to be a quick video reminding you how to use the calculator when you need to graph and identify x-intercepts or relative extrema. So let's say, for example, we have this function here, s of t, and we want to graph this on here using our calculator, locating the x-intercepts and any relative extrema. So I go ahead and I plug in the equation into y equals. And on our sheet, we were given a graph, but suppose we weren't. We always start in Zoom Standard, and we see what that looks like. And this thing is still thinking. When this stops, I'll know it's done. And if you notice, I cannot see the top. But I see it goes up, I see it comes down, but it is t cubed. So now I'm going to go to Zoom Fit, which is Zoom 0. And here the calculator shows me a little bit more. So now it comes down, and we know that it does go back up. So I can work with this window. I know I need to go further up and further to the right. So I'll go to my window, I'll go further up. Look at my Y min, that's big. So I'm going to make my Y max pretty big, but based on the graph that was given to me, see my graph from negative 600 to positive 600, I will go as high as 600. And I could leave it at this, but since I have that graph, I'll go as low as 600. And here it's from 0 to 16. So again, from 0 to 16, I'll adjust this window from 0 to 16. And I will graph this. And now I have a much nicer picture of this function. Now, in order to identify, I see there's one here, it's at 0, and then there's an x-intercept here, and one here. So to find these x-intercepts, second trace 0. And now I'll follow the directions. It says left bound, so I'll click my left arrow till I'm above that x-intercept. Once I'm to the left, I'll click enter. Now the calculator says right bound. Again, I'll click to the right now until I'm below. I'll click enter. It says guess, enter again, and I have my 0. So let's try that one more time to identify my next 0. Although these are kind of obvious, but just to practice finding them. Second trace, I hit 0, but I need to go to the other side to find it. Notice I'm clicking my right arrow to get there. Clicking my right arrow, but it says left bound. So I'm not going to go to the right of the 0, I'm going to stay to the left. This is left of the 0, left. So I'll hit enter. Now it says right bound. So I'll use my right arrow to click to the right, which is above the x-axis. I'll hit enter. It says guess, so hit enter one more time, and I get my exact x-intercept. To locate this local extrema, I have this local, it's a minimum. Since it's a minimum, I go to second trace 3 for minimum. And I'll hit my left arrow to go to the left because again, I'm following these directions, which tells me left bound. So I go to the left. Once I'm to the left of my minimum, I hit enter. It doesn't matter how far to the left, but a little bit over. Now it says right bound, so I need to go to the right of it, and make sure you are to the right of it. If not, you'll get the wrong number. So go to the right until it's obvious. Enter, and then guess, enter again, and now I have the point of this minimum. So it's about 12 comma negative 144. This now is a maximum, right? This is a hill, so it's a maximum. This guy was a valley, he's a minimum. So let's find this maximum value over here. Second trace, I'll hit number 4 for maximum. So now I'm heading over. It says left bound. So again, I need to go to the left of my maximum. And don't stop until you're clearly to the left of it. Okay, I'm clearly to the left of that max. Enter. It says right bound, so we got to follow those directions in order to get the right number. So go all the way to the right. I'm clearly to the right of that maximum. Enter. And now guess. And I have my maximum value. So these are the tools that you need to be using on your calculator to find local extrema and to find these x-intercepts. And remember, initially when you go into y equals, you always start your graph at zoom standard, zoom 6. Then, if you don't get a good picture, you go to zoom 0, which is zoom fit. And that will bring you to a better window from which you can adjust your windows accordingly. Hope this was helpful.